Well, I mean, this decision to move the meeting online came very late. I mean, I only heard members thinking about it yesterday, and you know, it was too late because of the notice requirements for these meetings. I mean, we have state mandated deadlines to meet, and they all depend on the date of this public meeting. But I mean, I understand why the president took the action that they did. You know, like, we have to be thoughtful of the public safety, even as we want to take in public input on this issue.
I just heard today there's an even newer version of Delta variant that's spreading in.
The Lambda variant, yeah. But I mean, we don't know enough about it right now to know. So the point is simply that we're in you know, much of the country is now in a high COVID state again. I'm not worried. I have the vaccine. I'm wearing the mask to protect other people. I mean, I'm a little worried about breakthrough variations, but it's a problem, and we don't do well to ignore it. But the president said very clearly that we're going to meet as many times as we have to take all the public input we can. But I mean, I asked the question in there, how many people are attending online? There were 20 people in the room. There are 138 people on Zoom. Most people are attending this meeting via Zoom. I looked forward to meeting people in person. I was ready to meet in person. I had planned to be here for 6 hours, but I understand why they made the decision.
The people who got frustrated today and said they weren't going to go on Zoom, is there a way for them to reach out to their council members?
There's always been a way. They can always email us. They can call the council, leave a message. You know, they can speak at the meetings in Zoom. We had a couple hundred people attending meetings in May over the question of questions of zoning. So, I mean, if anything, the access to Zoom has made meetings more accessible. Now, I understand very well that there are people who would like to be able to speak to us in the same room. You know, I would like that too. Maybe we can have a meeting outdoors. You know, I'm open to it.
Move it outdoors then.
But it's not my decision.
Okay. Bring it up.
It's
to try to take it outdoors.
The president. I mean, the leadership of the council. Yeah.
Is there anything else well, just explain for maybe a minute, because some people are just coming into this and may not even be affected. They're wondering what this is all about. What's going on with the annexation?
We are conducting. We're conducting an annexation process. I mean, what do you mean? What's going on with it?
Well, usually cities they annex because they're trying to bring more property into the city. You know, like it's the process of how cities expand. I guess talk about some of the reasons the city would want to do that.
Cities are unlike other cities, towns, and villages. Are unlike other kinds of government. They can grow. They grow because you know, areas get developed. Okay. For decades, we've had this area that everyone in the city has called areas intended for annexation, the AFA. I heard about it in the 90s before I even thought about running for council. There's been this, they used to call it the 2 Mile Fringe, okay? So this was all area that the city thought eventually might get annexed, okay? This administration has proposed at long last in 2017 that those areas get annexed. But you know, the idea behind annexation is that people in, it's sort of like trying to define the notion of an urban area. People who live close together need services differently than people who live in rural areas, okay? Now, there are good questions about whether or not some parts of the areas that they're proposing be annexed can actually be served by the city. That to me is perhaps the paramount question as to whether or not we should accept any area or part of an area into the city. That's what we're going to be evaluating when the ordinances are actually before the council which is in late August, early September.
So in other words, there's no guarantee that everything proposed on the map is actually going to get annexed.
Right, and like with the budget, a city council cannot increase the budget. We can only cut the budget. In the same way, we cannot increase the areas that the administration wants to annex. We can only cut them. Okay, and so it's up to us to decide whether or not and to what extent each of the annexation ordinances is appropriate for the city. So
people can't vote on a lot of
I'll speak with you in a minute.